Hey guys, I'm back with an update for the coronavirus. So I posted a video a couple days ago, very recently, about kind of what's going on here in Seattle, and I've actually gotten more questions since then, and some stuff's changed since then. So here in Seattle, there's been one school district, the North Shore School District, that did close for up to 14 days. All of the other school districts are trying to lessen panic, and potentially they're going to close as well. So here's the deal with kids and schools closing. A lot of people are in the camp of panic, freak out, this is a pandemic, and some people are in the camp of this is no big deal, it's pretty much quarantined. Like most things, the answer lies in the middle. So children have been getting corona, but it's just not very strongly affecting kids. So that's a really good thing. The problem is that children are really good vectors for these viruses. Think about how much we love and kiss and hug our kids. My kid sneezed on the remote directly yesterday and has been known to sneeze directly in my mouth, particles in my mouth. And I'm sure other parents can totally realize that. So while it's potentially affecting children, yes, it's not killing the children. It's not really affecting them in much more than a really bad cold or a flu would. So do we close schools because that's where we throw a ton of kids into one place and then the virus goes around and then it brings it home or gives it to teachers and then we're in this community spread situation? So that's kind of what's going on with schools, and that's kind of really up to the school districts what they're gonna do there. My kids' school district is still open. However, I'm in one of those camps where I have to make a decision for my family. So the deal is people in their 60s and over are at higher risk. That is because this is a big group that has underlying health conditions anyway. So 60s sounds really young. My parents both just turned 60. But when you look at, for anyone, how strong is your current health and immune system? Do you have any underlying stuff that's not optimized right now? So the essential oils aren't gonna help you right now. Taking a bunch of vitamin C, it's a little too late for that. So our immune systems need to be bolstered and healthy so that when something like this hits, we can fight it. So just like the flu, during flu season, you gotta get on your game and be healthy. And so that's what's happening now. So look at yourself and look at your parents and look at the people that are around you. If you were to get even a really bad strain of the flu right now, how would your body fight that? That's how you should be determining whether you're self-quarantining or taking extra precautions or not. So for somebody like me, I'm super healthy. My cellular health is optimized. I mean, that's what I do, right? But I live in a home with somebody who's autoimmune, who has an autoimmune condition. So my husband is one of those rare cases. He's in his 30s. He has an underlying serious autoimmune condition. He takes immunosuppressive drugs every 6 weeks. And while he is super fit, as healthy as he possibly could be, if he were to get that virus right now, it might not kill him, but he would be hospitalized for weeks and weeks and weeks because his immune system's just not strong enough. Even the flu would be very, very bad for him to get. So you gotta really think about it individually. And my kids, if they were to pick it up at school and bring it home, that's horrible for us. So I'm in this situation now. I think we are gonna self-quarantine. My husband is kicking and screaming and fighting me on it, but it's just not worth it. How big of an inconvenience would it be to work from home for a week or two? Yes, it's an inconvenience, but it would be an even bigger inconvenience to be hospitalized and to go through going to the ER. Oh, I think I might have it. Ooh, being tested, waiting for a test kit. There's not enough test kits that are going around. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at. And also just a little education and scientific literacy on viruses and the coronavirus. So classifications of virus usually fall into what they look like under the microscope. So the coronavirus family looks like a little circle, and they have little shapes that stick out from it. And so the reason they're called coronaviruses is because when you look at it under a microscope, it looks like there's a little halo or a crown that's around the virus when you're looking at it. And so corona means crown. And so that's why this virus family was named the coronavirus. And an update from the other day too, it's actually not mutating very quickly. So that's something we've learned very recently too. The strains are all very, very, very similar, and the Wuhan strain is very similar to the USA strain. So it's actually not genetically mutating like we previously thought. It's just one of those things that is affecting people who are healthy in a lesser form. It still sucks, you guys. Like, it's still the really bad flu. So don't act like this is nothing. But we can fight it and we'll get over it. But then there's this other group of people, what they're calling, this is almost like the angel of death for those people. And that's why it's rampant in nursing homes and anybody who has an underlying health condition. This is really serious. So let's protect those around us who do have immune compromised, or your grandparents or your parents who potentially are at higher risk just because their immune systems, as we get older, our immune systems get worse. So we are going to start self-quarantining. I think it's inevitable that our school district will close. So yeah, it's science, not panic. It's making good decisions for you and your family. And it's just thinking about, could you inconvenience yourself a little bit right now to potentially help quarantine the virus? Because it's going to be spreading. It's on a community spread now. So, or are you going to wait until there's an infected case, potentially you were exposed, and then have it be a bigger inconvenience? So that would be my advice to you. The test kits are going to blow up here in the next little bit. So a bunch of cases that were already happening or, already being fought with other people's immune systems will now be confirmed. So it's going to look like in a few weeks that it's jumped, but it hasn't. We're all just spreading it right now. A lot of us have it and we don't know it. A lot of us are about to get it and we don't know it. In New York, the guy spread it on the subway with like 1 or 2 trips. And look how that spread so fast. So it's just highly contagious. But it's not going to be quarantine. It's not going to stop until there's no more hosts for the virus to live in. We're the hosts. The virus enters our system. Our cells, stupidly, they replicate the virus RNA and DNA, and then the cell explodes, sending out all these little replicated viruses, and then it affects all of our other cells. And then we breathe those cells out into the world, and somebody else breathes it in, and so on and so on. Some of the coronaviruses can live on surfaces for up to 2 hours. Some can live for 9 days. But inevitably, if there's no host for the virus to live in, the virus will die. So if we quarantine and we're careful and we kill it on surfaces, and we don't continue to pass it around by going in crowded areas, then the virus will ultimately be contained. So until the next update, you guys have some thinking to do.